What's up, guys? So thought I would show this process. I had a subscriber actually mentioned, his name is Anthony Messina, and he had mentioned using a product called Evapo-Rust or Evapo-Rust, and he said it might do wonders for this old porcelain sign that we found. If you've been watching our videos, you saw us find this in an old dump, hillside dump, and it's got a lot of rust on it, just caked on. This side right here, it's got about 5 pounds of just caked on rust. And I know it's not going to make this thing perfect because there's definitely some holes in it. You can see where the it's eaten some holes through this whole corner. It's just sort of flaked off and missing. So I don't expect it to put pieces back, but I'm hoping that it will take all this rust off. I don't know what the finish is going to look like underneath. I don't know how ruined it is. You can see it looks distorted through the rust. So obviously I don't expect that to be fixed either, but maybe it'll be a better looking sign than it currently is. At this rate, I was going to toss it because it's really not really worth keeping at this point, I guess. So we are going to soak it in this Evapo-Rust. This is a super safe rust remover, and I've read the instructions, and they say it's safe to pour down your septic after, which is nice. It's safe on the skin, it's reusable, biodegradable, non-toxic, all good things you want to see. So yeah, I thought I'd bring it along on this process, and we're gonna dip this thing. We're probably gonna go for the full 12 hour. It says 1 hour to 12 hours depending on how rusty and how bad it is, but we're gonna check it. We're gonna check it in about an hour and see what's going on, see how much has come off already, and I'll keep you updated, and we'll see how this process goes. We are going to basically just fill to the get it above the sign. I'm gonna get it like sort of level with the sign so everything's submerged. I don't know if I picked the greatest tray for this, but we'll see. Alright guys, so I did not show you what this looked like after 12 hours. This is actually 24 hours later. There was so little change this morning, I decided to not film the difference and just leave it in there and see what would happen if we left it for another 12. So I can see just looking in here that a lot has changed. A lot of the rust that was in here, which is sort of like that big massive pile of rust, is pretty much gone. It's definitely taken a chunk of the sign with it, and that's all down in the bottom there. This side, it's working on that big sort of nugget of rust there, but for the most part it's cleaned up a lot. Like I said, I knew the sign was going to be defective because of what had happened, all the rust. It definitely messed with the painted finish, which is unfortunate, but I think when this is all said and done, it might actually be worth keeping because it's not quite so ugly. But I just pulled it out, gave it a quick rinse, and put it back in. We're going to leave it again for another 12 hours, and we're going to see if we can get any of this surface stuff off. I think a lot of the rust that was on this was a mix of rust and dirt. I think, being wet like it was in that dump, a lot of the soil, a lot of the dirt worked its way into that rust. So it wasn't just rust that it was trying to get rid of and remove from the surface. It was a lot of sand. And now that we've got a lot of those chunks and stuff off of there, now we've got not exactly the bare metal exposed, but at least the spots that are sitting on the bare metal, and hopefully after another 12-hour dip we can see some significant change. So I will update you. I'm impressed up until this point, I guess, so definitely works. I appreciate the heads up from Anthony on that one, and we'll let you know how this goes tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so you can clearly see the water is, or the solution is a lot rustier now, and I think everything that this is going to get off has gotten off, so I'm going to give it a rinse and let it dry off, and we'll show you what the results were, so stay tuned. Alright guys, and just want to follow up with the results of the Evapo-Rust, or Evapo-Rust, or however you pronounce it. Definitely did a good job on the sign. It didn't get all the rust off, but there was a lot. I mean, and like I said, I think this rust is more of like there's a lot of sand and soil mixed into it, so it's not just rust that's on here, it's like embedded. And I think if this thing wasn't in nearly as bad condition, it would have cleaned up a lot nicer. But you can see, I mean, this whole side was literally just one big chunk, and it got it all off. I did do a little bit of a light brushing and rinse, and then let it dry. This is definitely the better of the two sides, I believe. Yeah, this side's really rough, but it was a test. Like I said, this thing was pretty much worthless. It was trash. So it was a good test. And I may just hang this out in my barn and just leave it out there to just look cool and remember finding it. And hopefully we'll find another one someday. So that's it for our Evapo-Rust test. And I think we're gonna do a little CLR test on this video as well. So stay tuned for that. Alright, see you soon. Alright guys, so while we're doing cleanup tests, we're also going to try a little CLR test. Just going to do a quick 1 hour dip on some items that still have some pretty prominent rust stains on them. This one especially. I think it's a shaving mug. Old school shaving mug from the 50s. Some rust on that one. Some rust stains. So yeah, like I said, have a little bit of staining that I can't get out with the normal cleaning that I've been doing. So we're gonna give this stuff a try. Out of the tank here. We'll see how we do with this. Put a little water in here. Couple different kinds of brushes here to just see what we can do. Doesn't really look like anything is coming off any better than it did before, so I would say I'm not impressed with the CLR. Alright guys, so the results of the CLR treatment, which I can tell you does not really do much good whatsoever, above and beyond anything else I was using, which was just dish soap and a variety of different brushes. I think the brushes are really key to getting stuff out, but there is a point where the glass gets too dirty and too discolored to clean, no matter what you put on it. I've tried a variety of different items on all of these bottles, using them all as test pieces to see, you know, the degree of clean that we can get off and can't get off, what's worth saving and what's worth not, what we leave there and what we take. This amber bottle actually cleaned up really nicely. It had a ton of rust on it. It just has a little bit of residue here that I think it's just a little spot of sick glass and just not cleanable. This green one is also got the same problem. It's just sick glass. You cannot clean it. It's got calcium and buildup that it just won't come off. This little clear bottle, same thing. Little vial, just completely faded out. No matter what you do, you can't clean it off. This milk glass, I almost got this one completely clean, and I may be able to do one more treatment on it and get this few little black spots here and there. We have usually milk glass cleans up the best out of all of it, honestly. These cobalt pieces did not clean up though. You can see this rust line right here, which no matter what I've used on that, won't come off. I have cleaned this jar 3 or 4 times and that's not coming off. So I know the next time I see a cobalt blue with that on there, I'm just not going to take it unless I can figure out a way to clean this further, which I'm thinking is muriatic acid. That's the only thing I have not done yet, and that's what everybody tells me is sort of the key to this without tumbling. And obviously I don't think you could tumble any of these. These are too modern and they would just shatter in a tumbler. This piece, there's just a degree of sickness on it. You can see I've scratched it with the copper scour pad, but I haven't actually scratched the glass. It's just the sick part of the glass, the calcium buildup, that I've scratched, really. But that one's just got so much buildup, it just won't come off of there. The only thing that cleaned up really well was this. There's one spot here, and I think one more cleaning and this thing will be literally perfect. I've got no stain on it except for that one little spot. So CLR did work on this. This had a fair amount of buildup that I just couldn't get off with scour pad cleaning. So it did work good on this. I was also impressed with this, so I think with milk glass it's a good way to clean, but at some point there's just like porcelain. This just cannot be cleaned. This is just there. If you find something porcelain like this, I think unless you're doing muriatic acid bath, I don't think that you can clean it. That thing's just too far. So anyways, I just want to give you a test of some different products out there and show you the results that we get out of them, and maybe that helps you, maybe it doesn't, but I'm trying to figure out the best things for us to use, and what condition of things to take and not to take, what to leave behind and what to bring with you. So alright, that's going to conclude this video. So hope everybody is enjoying their winter. We are certainly enjoying ours, and can't wait for spring to get out there and do some more digging and get on some more adventures. So we look forward to that. We will see you soon. Take care.